Have you ever noticed that some of the best experiences in life happen when things don't go according to plan? Recently, someone I really respect gave me some feedback about my YouTube channel, this channel. They pointed out that my channel is called Navigating Success, but then suggested that my recent videos about America's upcoming 250th anniversary might feel like a change in direction, might be a bit confusing. It was very good feedback, and it got me thinking, because the truth is, every journey includes detours. Sometimes they're planned, most of the time they're not. So years ago, when my son Johnny was young and I was building my businesses, we took a lot of road trips together. And like most families, we'd stop for gas, to use the bathroom, get some food, or because we saw a sign that looked interesting. And I've realized that some of our greatest adventures happen because we got off the freeway. One stop led us to this historic fort. It was very cool. We'd driven past it many times and never stopped before. Another stop changed our journey in a completely unexpected way. I noticed a simple piece of paper advertising a horseback ride. Now, it wasn't a polished brochure. It wasn't some major tourist attraction. It was just a flyer posted by a local man who loved and owned horses, knew the history of the area, and had access to miles of BLM land. We made the call because we wanted to go horseback riding. That piece of paper led to some of the most memorable horseback riding adventures Johnny and I have ever shared. We rode through these really narrow canyons. We explored places and learned history we never would have seen. And we created memories that have lasted a lifetime. None of that was part of the original plan. Those opportunities were found on the detour. And as I've been thinking about this, I've realized that successful travelers do something else. Every so often, you stop and recalibrate. You fill the gas tank, you check the tires, you make sure the windshield is clean, and you look at the map before continuing on with the journey. Because if the tires are out of alignment, the ride gets rough. Well, life works the same way. Relationships can get out of alignment. Priorities can get out of alignment. Businesses can get out of alignment. Even our thinking can get out of alignment. And if you've followed me for very long, you know that's really what the Audit Principle is all about, alignment. Then there's the windshield. If you've ever driven through a storm or a dusty road without enough washer fluid, you know what happens. The road doesn't disappear, the scenery doesn't disappear, but your ability to see clearly is what changes. The opportunities are likely still there, the blessings are likely still there, the beauty is likely still there. But when our vision becomes clouded, we stop seeing them, and sometimes we stop appreciating them. And that brings me to America's 250th anniversary. As we approach this historic milestone, I don't see it as changing directions. I see it as pulling over for a moment and recalibrating. A chance to check the map, a chance to remember where we've been, a chance to understand what helped make this nation successful. And it's a chance to make sure we're headed where we want to go. See, because freedom creates opportunity. I've lived that opportunity. I've started businesses, I've raised a family, I've pursued and achieved dreams. I've built relationships, recovered from setbacks, and I've had opportunities that millions of people around the world still dream about having. Those opportunities, they didn't just happen by accident. They exist because generations before built, protected, and participated in something larger than themselves. That's why I believe it's worth understanding our founding documents, not because they're old, not because they're political, but because they help us understand principles that created opportunities for ordinary people like me. So as we celebrate America's 250th anniversary, I hope you'll join me in taking a fresh look at the principles that create opportunity, success, and freedom. Because whether we're talking about a nation, a business, a family, or our own lives, success, it's never accidental. It's the result of alignment. And every once in a while, wise travelers pull over, recalibrate, and make sure that they're headed towards the destination they intended to reach. If you'd like to go deeper, pick up a copy of my book, The Audit Principle. Guys, I'd love to hear from you. What is one unexpected detour in your life that turned into an opportunity or a blessing you never saw coming that you'd like to share? Leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. And until next time, remember, I'm Jane and Craig, and this is Navigating Success.